What's up? I'm the Empathetic Chicken coming at you from the car. I'm waiting on my mom to get surgery, but it's nothing serious, just like a little eye cataract thing in my body. So I'm gonna pull some cars right quick and hope that they don't call me to come get her like in the middle, but it'll be alright. Just got done doing a little journaling, so I was like, why not? I got time. Yeah, I'm gonna just pull my little 3 cards like I usually do and see what comes up. I'm using this Psychic Tarot of the Heart or whatever. Yeah, I like this deck. It's like really lovey, but like, I don't know. It's okay with me. I'm having issues. Alright. Oh my god, I'm just kidding. Alright, I'm gonna pull, I feel like, pull these because they seem like they something relevant. Alright, so we got the third eye chakra. Healing begins, which is basically like the 6 of Swords in the regular tarot. And then we got rebuild, which is like the tower in the tarot. And then I just felt like I needed to pull these. Listen, which is the High Priestess in the tarot, and this Clarity of Belief, which is the Ace of Swords. So yeah, I feel like with these two, like maybe we got a little gut feeling about something. Like we have this little knowing that we feel like we own something, but we're like, we might be a little scared to like trust it because like in the past, like some things have come crumbling down. Like, I don't know, maybe some things weren't built very stable before. So now we're kind of having to heal, and we don't want to make that same mistake. Like we want to make sure we're coming from like a really level-headed place when it comes to whatever this thing is that we feel like we know about. You know what it is. Like, I know what it is for me. So like, just put 2 and 2 together. Like, see with the eye. Yeah. So I feel like, yeah, maybe in the past or like currently, like we're going through like a shatter. It's hot in here. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I just realized. Going through like some little earth-shattering things, like the towers have crumbled, and now we having to like rebuild. But like, I mean, it's a process of like healing. I don't really understand like the interpretation of this card, like. But anyway, in the regular tarot, like it's got a little boat, lady on the boat. There ain't gotta be a lady, like the person on the boat, and like the other person's like rowing and just taking her to like taking them to calmer waters or whatever. And so I feel like we gotta do some healing first, which is probably why it might be a little difficult to kind of lean into what we're kind of getting the little intuitive hits about, because it's hard to trust our minds. Like, if we've come from a place where it wasn't like this kind of like clarity driven, like maybe kind of operating from a little wounded perspective in the past and created these little false structures that were just bound to crumble anyway, because we weren't really, you know, seeing our values. So we were like creating from a place of just expecting it to crumble anyway, because we're just like, well, I'm not worthy of this happening, so like it's all gonna like end eventually. I mean, everything ends, but like, I don't know, I'm gonna just use myself, I'm throw myself under the bus like I always do. Like, so like with my past relationship, I just kind of always had this like nagging feeling like, oh, it's not gonna work out, like he didn't choose me, he's never gonna choose me, blah blah blah. Like just this narrative that we get caught in of like the worst case, like, or at least I get caught in it, like just hating myself and just assuming the worst of everything. So don't do that. Like, it's just, yeah, have a little clarity of belief, see yourself clearly, like don't look at yourself through like a faulty, like harsh lens, because I mean, you ain't that bad. I can just tell. And I'm not that bad like I thought I was, but you know, we've come to an agreement that like I'm pretty cool. So I'm trying to listen now to this instead of like the little head, like, because my thoughts, I'm just trying to self-sabotage. And this time when I rebuild, I want it to be like solid. Yeah. So I'm healing. I don't know about you, but like, this is where I'm at. Like, it's a challenge to like rebuild from a more solid place, at least for me. Like, when you're not healed, like, you gotta weed through like the lies, and it's hard to hear this, but like trust this when like you haven't always done so, but there's hope, like it can happen. So yeah, I don't know, that's a little quick little, oh, I can't talk, quick little message, and I'm gonna pull from this little 7 of Oracle energy, whatever. I'll probably read it. I ain't gonna keep this long because I feel like I just got like the rush in me. I feel like as soon as I get like in depth, they're gonna call me to come and pick up my mom. So I'm like, let me just not get too far in. But I thought that was pretty straightforward. Like, yeah, just make sure you're building something that you can trust and it ain't gonna crumble like before. I think it all comes from you. Like, that's the hardest part. Is like, we want to look at other people and be like, oh, it failed because of them. I'm just like, accountability, man. Like, how did I play a role in that? Like, that's the only thing that I can control. So I feel like that's where my focus needs to be at. How am I showing up right now? And how do I want to like show up in the future where I don't have to go through a tower moment to like have things change for the better. Like, maybe making the changes before it gets that bad. Like, I don't think we don't have to like, I don't think the universe wants to punish us, like, but sometimes you just need to see, like, see it clearly. Alright, so yeah, what's the final little message right here? I need to, y'all. Move the shade. I was like baking over there. I always had this thing like there's a certain feeling like with the cards in my hand where I know it's time to pull, and if it doesn't happen, I get mad. I just have to keep going. It might just be like in my head, but it feels right when it feels right. Alright. Spirit of Gratitude, 43. Let's see where the book. Okay. That ain't it. Okay, can you see that? Alright. In prayer, we... Sorry. In prayer, we connect directly to our higher power. It is a way for us to be in communion with the divine, a reminder that our lives are sacred, a sacred conversation. Oh my God. Let me just calm down. This happens every time I read. Oh, I used to hate reading in class. Oh my gosh. I used to hate speaking in class. I used to hate roll call. But we ain't going there. All right, starting over. In prayer, we connect directly to our higher power. It is a way for us to be in communion with the divine, a reminder that our lives are a sacred conversation we are continuously engaged in. Prayers let us know we are not alone. A power greater than us acts on our behalf and is activated through us, suffusing our hearts and minds with a faith that is life-affirming, loving, and compassionate. When we pray, we acknowledge that we are only part of the equation of life, that a spiritual aspect is always in operation. We engage in humility, knowing we are in a co-creative partnership and have so much to be grateful for. Expressing gratitude and asking to be of service is the most powerful, prospering prayer of all. When you focus your attention on appreciation for even the smallest aspects of your life and what you have, for what you and what you have already experienced, it's like waving a magic wand. Everything you need comes to you without effort. Obstacles fall away, and your purpose becomes ever clearer. The kind of prayer that will prosper you and others today is one of deep, abiding gratitude. You become a magnet for miracles when you're grateful and ask to be a channel for divine purpose, divine abundance, love, and compassion. The power source is within you. Now is the time to awaken it. So yeah, I mean, all that aside, like, about the whole, like, prayer thing, like, that word is kind of weird for me, like, just because of my little dramatic Jesus upbringing, but, like, whatever, it might not be for everybody else, but just for me. But I don't know, as, like, cheesy as the little gratitude thing sounds sometimes to me, like, I have a little bit of aversion to it, because it sounds like, I don't know, it sounds just like positivity. But, like, I don't know, like, I've noticed that, like, when, like, you are kind of grateful for the things that you have versus, like, looking at what you don't have, you kind of feel a little better. Because there's always going to be something you don't have. And, like, I don't know, I'm just thinking about that whole, like, where attention goes, energy flows thing, or whatever they say. Like, if you just keep putting, like, your attention on what you don't have, you're going to feel like you don't have enough, you're going to feel crappy, like, so if you learn to, like, kind of change your perspective a little bit and start looking at all that you do have, like, it might not be what you want, and it might not be, you know, you might not have everything, but, like, you do have some things, and, like, it's worth it to appreciate those things instead of just, like, taking it all for granted and just focusing on all the crap you don't have, because, I mean, focusing on not having it ain't gonna make you happy. Sorry. I mean, it's okay. I feel like it's the thing, like, it's okay to acknowledge, like, where you feel like you wish you had something. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, wanting things, or, like, I don't know, like, for example, like, sometimes I get lonely and I'm just like, oh, I never have anybody, I never have friends, blah, 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 blah. But, like, if I stay there, then I'm always gonna feel that. Whereas if I, like, switch it up and, like, focus on, all right, like, my cat's over here and I can, like, cuddle with my cat, like, this is my lifelong friend, I mean, I feel a lot better than if I'm just sitting there like, I don't have anybody, I'm never gonna have anybody. But I will say, like, sometimes you just need to feel it. So, like, I'm not saying don't feel all the crap you feel. Like, if you're lonely, like, feel it, because you need to feel it. I'm just saying, don't let the feelings, like, suck you in. Like, let that be, like, your only perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, still appreciate the things that you do have, even if you don't have everything maybe you want yet. Because, I mean, things change. Like, it'll come together, like, what you need. Like, you might not always have what you want, but, like, I feel like we usually have, like, as long as we breathing and all, like, we making it somehow. So, yeah. Anything else I need to say right now? I mean, other than just, like, the whole, going back to this whole, like, rebuild, I feel like that is a way that we can sort of rebuild this time. It's just, like, switching our mindset, like, to seeing what we do have instead of, like, creating from a place of, like, lack or whatever. Like, yeah, instead of feeling like someone ain't giving you enough, look at what they're giving you, like, and let that be enough. That's what I've been doing. That's what I mean. There's always gonna be reasons to want more, so, like, just want what you have first, and then the more will come, in theory. But yeah, I'm trying to. I'm gonna be grateful. Can you see that? I'm grateful that this lighting is good right now. See there? And it is. Yeah. All right, then I'm gonna just head on out. See yous. Thank you.